Hello everyone, my name is Shadow, and I'll be your entertainer this evening. We're going to be playing a few different games today, because it's my 3rd year Streamiversary. AKA I've been streaming for almost exactly 3 years today. So we're going to be playing 4 different games today, for ideally a total of 12 hours. It's going to be a bit of a marathon. As you can see, the first game we're going to be starting with is Luma Island, which is a personal favorite of mine. I played it offline a decent bit, but today we're going to be starting a new game since I've never played it on stream. So of course we start with some character customization. That's an interesting preset. They've got some decently interesting character customization stuff. Whoop. Just realized I forgot to do my live announcement on X / Twitter. 1 second. Clearly very prepared for today. There we go. There's that fixed. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm not running late. I tried to do a bunch of stuff to prepare last second. Didn't exactly, didn't prepare in time, like I usually do. But hey, I did get my, my new cat picture up, so that's nice. It's by the same artist who drew the old one, so that's Vgen, Poijeon, on Instagram, if anyone wants to go check him out. He's done all of my cat art so far. Some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, let's get this character made. I'm gonna turn off the accessory so we can do the hair easier. Skin color. Probably pretty good where it was. Probably shouldn't have messed with that. Could go for sort of a silver. They've got a lot of different colors available. Could do purple because that's our color. Or we could do green. We usually do purple, so why not do green this time? Most of the eye colors are pretty standard. I think they've only got like red and purple that are unusual. But hey, if we're doing green hair, we may as well do purple eyes. So that is our color combo. Scars are fun. They don't really have a lot of face options. Let's do the freckles, those are cute. And since this is the feminine model, all of the hair types are long. It's a cute little bow. Never mind, not all of the hair types are long. I thought I remembered most of them being pretty long. This bun is cute, but most of the accessories are hats, so it's gonna get lost. I think maybe we go with the braid. Now that's just giving Studio Ghibli. Which is was tempting, but not my vibe today. So whenever you see an outfit that's like this, it means there's an achievement in the game that you need to do for it. I'm guessing this is probably a pirate's one, based on the outline and stuff. Most of them are pirates ones. I've got a bunch of the main game ones already. I kind of like this jacket, I think. So now we just need a hat for it. The bandana's kind of cute. Mildly piratey. I like the goggles, but I think I do the goggles almost every time. Another piratey one. So yeah, here it actually tells you, yeah, you unlock this by playing the pirates stuff. We could do glasses. Be a cool guy. Now they do just have a witch hat, but it's not a good witch hat. I'm not too fond of that one. I think I am gonna just go with the bandana here. I like that. So, got cozy mode, which is sort of easy, adventure mode, or hero mode. Hero mode's kind of the hard mode. I think I'll go with adventure mode for this playthrough. And I'm not too worried about playing the tutorial. I've played it a million times. All it really does is just give you your tools and have you test them out. Instead, I just have my tools already, which is convenient because I can just... Oh. I'm not going to go visit the town hall, but yeah, we've got a map. Gives you a little glowy path to where your quests are. First things first, I need to get a few things out of my way. So I like to set up all of my stuff over here. So we've got these, there's the grass to cut, but there's also these farm flowers, which are kind of important for later. And you might be wondering, hey, aren't you going to run out of inventory space if you just collect stuff constantly? Actually, no. I have unlimited inventory space. So I can just take all these supplies, put them down in this section of my inventory, and it's no problem. I will never run out of inventory space. They do have storage chests you can build, so like, if you want to set aside stuff for a project or something, that's kind of convenient. Or if you're doing multiplayer, you can make a chest so that you can, like, give stuff to each other. But for the most part, it's just kind of, you hold on to what you hold on to. That's kind of nice. New point of interest unlocked, aka the mines, which can be kind of terrifying sometimes. Those mines are kind of the point where you play if you're like one of the more adventurous players. What else you might have noticed is the skeleton over here. If you noticed me talking about pirates earlier, this is what I was talking about. This undead pirate right here. And he's kind of protecting the rest of the pirates. But I can't really get in there just yet. So we'll come back to it. What I'm more concerned with now is setting up our basic infrastructure right about here. Then this is the next one, needs planks and stone. So this is where we make planks. I don't have enough wood for that, so we need to chop down a tree or two. I think it said 3 planks. The other one's going to need even more. So there's a couple different ways you can play this. You can either essentially clear out this entire copse of trees to build whatever you're building, or you can end up going through basically this entire forest and just clear out different areas, wait for the trees to regrow themselves. I'll usually clear out just this space so I can do whatever I want in it. And this one needs charcoal and stone bricks. So this is where we make charcoal, which we will need a lot of, so it's no harm to make as much as you can. Apparently we need more stone, though. And yeah, I'm kind of ignoring the quest, because usually the tutorial will take you through and get these 3 things set up. And that's your sort of basis for building literally anything else. So I'm kind of just speedrunning the tutorial right about here. Now we can go. Right after we pick up the shiny thing. Da 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 da! Oh boy, a town. And doggo. Hey, get over here. There we go. Pet the doggo. Perfect. Good afternoon, sir. Ah, a newcomer gracing the hallowed halls of bureaucracy. I'm Herbert. So, you're here to see our rubber stamp exhibition. No, wait, let me guess. You had a stressful job on the mainland, and it made you feel unfulfilled and empty inside. So you quit your job, came here, and bought Old Man Jeffrey's caravan on a whim. How quaint. I'm sure your parents are thrilled. But who am I to judge? I stamp documents for a living. Anyway, how'll you find out if the grass is really greener here, you ask? The answer, my friend, is to buy a profession permit. It's like planting a tree. You nurture it, you watch it grow, and one day it might just wither and die, because you forgot to water it. But if you keep watering it every day, it might blossom into a, well, slightly less hopeless hue. So, you ready to trade in a bit of optimism for a chance at a new life here? You don't have to answer. I know you are. Choose wisely. So, now we choose our profession. First one's free. After that, I think they all cost... At the very least, the first one you pick after that costs 500 coins. Usually I'll start with the cook or the brewer, because that gets you into the farming stuff. The shipwright helps you with getting to other areas a bit. Treasure hunter is useful for all of the pirate gear stuff. And you'll notice they have the different difficulties, so like, these are all of the basic ones you do. This is one I've wanted to do but never actually have. And I'll show you why in a second. Jewelry crafter is hard because a bunch of the resources you need, you have to fight for your life to get. For the sake of this one, I think I will start with cook, because that is the one that you make money off of the fastest. So let's go talk to our intro person for the cook quests. Why are you over here? Ah, fresh face. Welcome to my taverna, where where love is in the air and the food is as warm as the welcome. The one and only Enzo. So, you're a budding cook, eh? What a delicious coincidence. You know, I could probably teach you a thing or two about cooking. Don't expect any miracles, though. These days, I cook the same dishes so often, I swear my pots and pans are starting to roll their eyes at me. But hey, my customers don't complain. To my face, at least. Come to think of it, maybe we could help each other out. I'll make sure you always have plenty of recipes to learn from, and a couple new construction drawings to help expand your farm and kitchen. Who knows, maybe you'll be the one teaching me soon. In return, could you help bring me something to spice up the menu in my taverna? Perhaps a homemade fruit salad from your farm once you're a bit more experienced. Promise it'll be worth your while. So that starts our quest as a cook. And the reason I was rushing to get to him is because he will actually go inside and disappear after a while. Then... You know, I've never actually gone and talked to her before. And you'll see what happens. Anyway, this is why I want to try the archaeologist one. Ariane. Well, well, a new face in our quaint little town. I'm Ariane, darling. Don't worry, I don't bite. Unless you deserve it, of course. I have a feeling you and I are going to have some fascinating conversations about this island's peculiarities. You ever get the feeling you're being watched? No? Just me, then. How reassuring. The island's been whispering to me about its secrets. Fancy being my partner in a little archaeological adventure. All you need is one of Herbert's archaeology permits. But yeah, she lives up here with all these flowers and cool lampposts and shiny. Regardless, it's cool as heck. And at some point, I want to figure out what the heck is going on with her. But I'm also extremely underleveled for what her quests require. Because if I am correct, I believe it requires going through all the dungeons without taking damage. And I have never gotten through one of them like that, so it's a whole thing. There is a surprisingly large amount of loot just sitting around the town, though. Convenient if you need stuff. Very inconvenient for getting stuck on ledges, though. And this is the mayor. Mayor Hugo. Oh, so you must be Luma Island's newest taxpayer. Citizen. I meant to say citizen. I'm Hugo, the mayor. Perhaps you've heard of me? No? The man behind one of the most popular tourist attractions on the island? Still doesn't ring a bell? Okay, well here's another clue. The idea to install decorative manhole covers around town? That was all me. And let me tell you, they've really put Luma Island on the map. Tourists have been flocking to our little slice of paradise ever since. Yeah. Can't imagine how boring this place must have been before they had decorative manhole covers. Hello, person. You're apparently a tourist. You seem different. Wait, are you not on vacation? You actually live here? Like all year round? Lucky you, people are so friendly here. I've only been here for a few days, and I've made more friends here than in my whole life. Both of them said they might come visit me after I leave. Both. Dang. That's sad. Maybe I could convince my boss to let me work remotely from here. Let me know if you know anyone who's looking for a roommate. I mean, considering I just moved in, I don't think I know anyone well enough to know if they're looking for a roommate. But I'll do my best. I'll ask around, I guess. Of course, priorities. We gotta get the loot. And the shinies. And into the farm shop. Because those are open 24/7 for some reason. And for some reason they buy skeletons. Can't tell you why. But it doesn't matter which shop you're in. They will buy the skeletons of human beings. They're just cool like that, I guess. Anyway, shiny. Alright. Let's see, we've got 10 wheat seeds. Could probably plant them up here, I think. Not a bad idea this time. I think that's the one thing I don't care for in this game, is that it's kind of hard to aim when you're doing the plow thing. And there's not really a way to unplow stuff. Oh. Like in Stardew Valley, if you plow a section that you want to undo, you can just use the pickaxe and undo it. In this game, I think the closest you have is you can lay down hay over it, but that doesn't look the same. So here's what I mean. So this is hay, which you get from, well, from cutting grass. And what you can do is you can, once you plow up a section, you can put, okay, these paths are a little different, but I'm eventually going to plow this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I don't think that's what I found before. That, or there's been an update since the last time I was messing with that. Because that is actually good. And that is not what I thought it was. Interesting. Never mind. You can fix a spot that you've plowed that you don't like. Well, I was wrong. Anyway, so while we wait for those, probably noticed this sort of spooky thing up here. I didn't mean the ghost, I meant the cave. But the ghost is kind of spooky too. And now we have another skeleton. But yeah, I actually meant this. This is one of the dungeons that I mentioned, where you're supposed to be able to go in and not take damage. I almost always end up taking damage from something. Not to mention there's this. I still don't know what that does. I think you might be able to read it if you have the archaeological profession. But yeah, these bats are especially difficult because it's hard to tell exactly where they are. On top of that, some of these tiles cause rocks to drop from the ceiling, which is also pretty hard to avoid. Because sometimes you're just running from fire like that, and you don't realize you're about to step on a rock that'll cause about to step on a tile that'll cause a rock to drop. Goodness. Honestly, I might be able to go through this one without taking damage, but that's just because of how many times I've done it. And that's bats. And I did just take damage, I'm pretty sure. The only way you really see that you take damage is you drop an item. So especially if you defeat the bats at the exact same time as you take damage, it's hard to tell sometimes. So there's no climbing on cliffs or anything like that. So unfortunately we can't go get that book yet. Come to think of it, I've never actually been down there. Just never came back with the grapes and stuff. I was always using them for something else. Something to make money on. Pies and wine and stuff. And then there's times like that where I just completely forget that there's a fire thrower in the room. It's lucky I didn't take damage there. Down, 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 down. Ancient book obtained. Of course, that's not like the treasure of the room. It's valuable, but it's not the big thing. Ancient homestead key. Technically, that's supposed to be the big treasure. But I consider this to be slightly more interesting. A mysterious egg. Which teaches you a bit, or not teaches you, leads you into some of the more interesting stuff about this place. Because now you have to figure out how to hatch the egg. Which it says the use is a Luma incubator, which I don't have a recipe for yet. Fortunately, it's not hard to get the recipe for the Luma incubator, it's just sometimes hard to make the incubator itself. Or no, it's not the incubator, it's the supplies to hatch the egg, if I remember correctly. The incubator's relatively easy, because that is a core mechanic of the game. I don't know, I do this every time. Ah, it's too expensive. It's right here. Need 500. And then it's copper, glass, fabric, and leather. So not terribly difficult, I just don't have it yet. I'll need this anyway. See, had I been using the tutorial, it would have told me to go get a workbench. Anyway, a large part of this is just waiting for the wheat at this point. So that's how we get our... That's how we get our income flowing. In the meantime, we can gather supplies and explore our little slice of paradise. That is one of the benefits of choosing basically any of the other professions besides cook or brewer, is that you don't necessarily have to wait for crops to grow for most of them. Like with the pirate ones, you can see I've already gathered a whole bunch of the pirate stuff. The jeweler ones, we would just have to go down in the mine and start gathering the crystals. I always forget to go through and reorganize some of this stuff. I think that's about right for what I want. Because I need my weapon, my pick, and my torches relatively near each other. The problem is I'm going to run out of torches, so technically those should be on the end. The only problem with them being on the end is I always kind of forget how to get to them. Should be relatively fine, though. Yeah. No, no, no. That's also a problem with having it on your hotbar. You accidentally place torches all over. Anyway, now to upgrade our pick, or no, it says axe, not pick. Regardless, we need some supplies. Which is exactly why we needed the torches. Kind of spooky, huh? You wanna know what else is spooky? get too close to the darkness, and it closes in on you. Now what you might be thinking is, oh, this isn't so bad. You just bring torches, and there's plenty of those jewels that you might want. Assuming you don't get hit by a falling boulder like that one. Heck, there's a jewel right over here. So how bad could it possibly be to do the jeweler? That is why you don't want to be a jeweler. That is now going to wander around the cave until it finds us. And I just accidentally exited. Whoops. But yeah, point being, if you don't need those crystals, you probably don't want to touch them. I didn't even get the crystal. And the spider came after me. And it will actually come after you if you keep attacking the crystal after it crawls down. Honestly, they did a really good job with the ambiance, though. Like, it makes you really not want to disturb whatever's in here. Unfortunately, you very much have to disturb whatever's in here if you want to go for those professions, like the jeweler. Because as you can see, there's about 1 million shiny things in here. besides the copper, there's the brass, which you need for... Oh, sorry, bronze, not brass. Which you need for making jewelry. There's 3 different types of the gems that are out here. The crystals, I think they're called. I think I've got enough torches to make it to that chest. Will probably be useful for us. Oh, I heard that. That was in my frickin' ear. Yep, that's... The problem is you can't hit them while they're stunned like that. So you kind of have to time when you go after them. Whew. Goodness. And yeah, they will appear even if you don't hit one of the crystals. But if you hit the crystals, it will summon them. That was a little too close for my liking. And the darkness is kind of unforgiving. You will lose stuff to the darkness. Oh, heck yeah, we got an Everseed. So with Everseeds, those seeds that we bought from the farm store, those are good for 1 crop and 1 crop only, as you might have noticed when we picked the wheat and nothing was planted. What an Everseed does is you can plant the crop and it'll kind of stay planted. Oh, we can't reach that. That's unfortunate. But yeah, we'll pick the crop and it will be... The seeds will still be there. It'll grow more wheat. So especially with wheat, I like to get a few Everseeds set up. And then grapevines are the only ones that don't have an Everseed, and they just kind of act like an Everseed anyway. See, this is why you don't want to set your torches too far apart. Because you can get eaten by the darkness while you're trying to reach a torch. Yeah, grapes will do the Everseed thing regardless of whether you have an Everseed or not. How did I suddenly get 9 more torches? Heck. Yeah, we usually do 10 Everseeds because it takes, at least for baking, most, like the basic bread, takes about 5 wheat. so I can essentially just keep that going forever. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I have no idea how to say that name, but thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, so we get the flour mill going. It's 5 wheat for flour, 2 flour for a basic bread, and that's like a really good basic income. What's good with Luma Island? It's going pretty good so far. We just started the save, and we're starting up with the bakery profession. Trying to. We need to get the basic upgrades and stuff first. Once these are done smelting, we should be set. Hopefully should be set. Don't know if I have the rest of the stuff. And done. So it looks like I can do both the pick and axe and everything, actually. And there we go. Now we can move on to building the flour mill. You're enjoying looking at my model? Thank you. Put a lot of effort into that. Let's see, the flour mill first. So that's an industry thing. We want to put it not next to those, because those are the basic stuff. Let's put that over here. That needs, conveniently, the copper we just made and some planks. Easy enough. What's up with the third eye? Well, my character has a third eye. So on the masks, she also has a third eye. Pretty simple. It is themed after the design of the evil eye, so, you know, ward off evil and stuff like that. And after this, they're probably going to want the stove. May as well get working on that while we're waiting. So that's more copper, more planks, and that's going to be sand for the glass. Should be the pick. Yeah. Always the most riveting part, just sitting here digging up sand. I think that's enough of that. Only need like 5 pieces of glass anyway. Still need charcoal. Go ahead and chop down more trees while we're waiting. We can make our planks. I didn't use up... Apparently I used up all the reeds. And apparently it is morning. Another interesting thing about this game, you don't have to sleep ever. It will just do that little refresh thing every day. There we go, we can make a bunch of planks and should be able to make our glass now. While we're waiting on that, there is a dude over here who can help us with getting our wheat everseed set up. Hello, dude. Ah, another lost soul. You humans always poking around where you don't belong. What, you never seen a mushroom man? It's rude to stare, you know. Either buy or you leave. Conveniently, I am here to buy. Here to buy some everseeds. Only 3, apparently. Still, 4 everseeds are better than none. And with a stove, we shall bake some bread. Income obtained. Definitely not jumping ahead in the quest a little bit here. Would never. But I mean, the grapes do take a while to grow, so not too concerned about getting a little ahead of myself. Which one's the kiln? I think it's this one. Yes. So now they want me to bake a grape pie. So I would have just had to go back there anyway. Here we go. Time to do some exploring. Also realizing I haven't cleared out this path. It's usually one of the first things I do. Doesn't need too terribly cleared. Just enough to be walkable. Touch the shinies. Hope they lead me to treasure. Of course, they'd probably lead you off a cliff if it were a real situation. Instead, they have actually led me to treasure. Amazing. I think there's like a glowy puzzle somewhere in here. It's kind of hard to see during the daytime, though. Yeah, that one. Doesn't hurt to cut down a few extra trees for this one, though, because it makes it easier to navigate. course, I might end up chopping down this entire section of the forest before I find the third part of the puzzle. Oh, there it is. Started glowing. That's what I meant about it being easier at night. I'm actually not even sure if it's playable until night falls, since they're not actually glowing. Hi, Wolfie. Welcome in. Just a touch early, but welcome in regardless. Apparently that is not a way down. I kid, of course, Wolfie. You're welcome anytime. Oh. Cheese bird is over there. Chase bird's actually kind of a difficult one. But I guess let's try it. See, that's exactly why it's difficult. It always goes over these logs and stuff. Okay. That's right. Keep going, bird. Oh hey, my wheat is ready to pick. Of course it's up there. And of course it's going to go past the skeleton. Which means we need to fight the skeleton again. Wasn't too bad that time. Alright, come on, Chase Bird. Really? Just wanted to circle the rock. And 2 more wheat ever seeds. But luckily the chase bird is now in a comfortable spot where it can no longer be disturbed. It will sleep tight. Welcome to Pirate Cove. Look at all this money just sitting around the ground. And all these skeletons whose skulls and ribs I'm gonna sell. Oh look, a ghost. Hello, ghost. Aye, you be staring at a ghost. Don't worry, it can't possess people or make things fly through the air. The powers are limited to never needing a haircut and looking and feeling blue. Captain Dreadbeard be my name, terror of the high seas. Former terror, that is. That's me broken ship, the Crimson Queen, over there. She's seen better centuries. If you ever find a golden idol with a tornado engraving on it, I'd advise you to leave it where you found it. That cursed thing sealed our fate with one mighty gust. The crew's scattered about. Poor fools. They've forgotten they're pirates, and that they're dead. Could use someone to help round 'em up. Might listen to you. Help reunite me crew, and give us a hand repairing the ship, and I'll share a treasure that'll make your eyes pop. Which story interests you more? The ship's sad fate, or me lost crew? Probably a ship. The Crimson Queen deserves one last voyage before we all fade away. Been me only wish for longer than I care to remember. So the thing about this is, until I know who I'm talking to, this isn't particularly useful. Because I know from the last time I played, you need to know some pretty specific details to take to them, unfortunately. So I need to find the ghosts and then figure out what information I need to take to them. But I also have a whole crop of wheat waiting for me, so that's something I'll have to come back to. New point of interest unlocked, the way home. Amazing. So we have 3 more wheat ever seeds. Can go ahead and plant. And we have enough money for 3 more after that, which is exactly what I need. Hello, Mushroom Man. Want a bite? Effects not guaranteed. Probably not, then? Probably shouldn't go around eating random mushrooms. Well, especially not mushrooms that are, you know, walking and talking people. That actually seems kind of rude now that you think about it. Anyway. Got enough wheat for another bread. May as well make some money while we're waiting on the grapes. Speaking of, they do not seem to need their fertilizer yet. Once that's done, we should be able to make... We should have enough money to go get the blueprint for the Luma egg incubator. Hopefully. We should also have some stuff to sell as well. Not too terribly much, but still better than nothing. More than enough for the incubator. So then garden hoses are usually pretty useful. And there's the day reset. And I think usually the rabbits are the next step. So I'll work on rabbits. Wooden fence would have been nice, but I guess we'll get to that later. Oh, hello there. I'm Milo, the local stonemason. You know, I've recently taken up jewelry crafting as a hobby too. It's fascinating how different it is from stonework, yet so similar in many ways. I usually get my gemstones and metals from the mainland suppliers. Between you and me, I'm not much for cave exploring. Those dark tunnels with all those spiders. I'd rather leave that to the more adventurous types like Sylvia, our blacksmith. She told me she only has 3 rules when she goes spelunking. Something along the lines of keeping your torches lit, staying away from spiders, and memorizing your escape route. It's too easy to get lost down there. There's a certain peace in working with stone and gems. The rest of the world fades away, and it's just you and the material, creating something beautiful together. I was just thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a group of us learning jewelry crafting together? Sort of like a little creative community. Know anyone who might want to join in? Well, it's not what I was here for, actually, Milo, but interesting thought. No, what I was actually there for was to see if I could upgrade some tools. And apparently the grapes are ready for some fertilizer. How wonderful. I feel like I should probably leave that one wheat until the others grow. Get them all on generally the same schedule. Oh, I forgot to drop off the book again. We'll deal with that when we deal with it. Ah, right, the incubator. And that. Sometimes I forget I actually can't just build wherever the heck I want. Need to actually be relatively near the thing I'm building. That's leather and cloth, which will both be over here. And glass, which will be in this guy. Does this one need copper? Yes, it does. So I need lots of copper. Mostly copper at this point. But mushrooms are relatively easy to get, so that part should be easy. See, this is why I wanted the garden hose. It's actually incredibly convenient. Plus, besides that, once I get more stuff to do, I can basically get all the way over here and still spray stuff. I will say, I don't know which creature the egg is, but I am kind of hoping it's a foraging creature. Because they all have their little abilities, and the foraging ones I think are the most useful. At least that I've run into. It's nice to just have a little buddy that runs around foraging with you. think that's probably enough for what we need. Yeah, it looks like almost everything's all grown. Grapes might need a little longer. The wheat's definitely ready. Nope, apparently the grapes are ready. And apparently I can't aim in this game today. Oh, we need more grapes. Never mind. Forgot you needed 10 grapes. Half as much flour, twice as much grape. So we'll do more bread while we wait for the grapes. Don't think I have anything else to sell. Yeah, no, just the bread. Probably could start working on this already. Ah, at last you've arrived. Tell me, how's my old caravan treating you? No regrets, I hope? Good, good. That old boulder over there told me you'd be passing by. Terrible gossips, a lot of them. But they mean well. So, you know what the problem is with the ancient prophecies. They're too vague. Take the prophecy of Luma Island, for example. Just about anyone could be the chosen one. Sure, the island has a knack for guiding folks to where they're needed, but does that mean you are the chosen one? I mean, look at yourself. You're not exactly hero material, are you? But rules are rules. Everyone gets the same clues. The rest is up to you. Here's your first clue. When the earth trembles and the sky whispers, 4 ancient keys shall be sought by the seeker of truths. See what I mean? Who is this seeker of truths? Is it you? Probably not. Aren't we all seeking our own truths? Oh, you already found an ancient key. So it actually exists. Must be beginner's luck. Perhaps the true chosen one accidentally dropped it. You know, I found many keys in my time. Keys to doors, keys to hearts, even keys to other worlds. But the question is, what locks are you truly trying to open? Just something to think about while I have a tea break. And a tasty squirrel cookie. Poof, gone in a puff of smoke. So we need silk rope. Alright, the bridge beams, you have to buy those. And stone blocks. It's not terribly difficult. I think it's just that the bridge beams are kind of expensive. So that's this guy. And it's 1,000 apiece, so yeah. a little bit expensive. Especially if you're trying to get all of the blueprints and stuff that you need. Stone, wood, or branch? I usually like the wood ones best for like aesthetic. So I think I'm gonna stick with that. At least for now. See, the one problem with the bicycle is that it's not actually that good for anything. Yeah, the idea is cool. You can fast travel, but you can only really fast travel to one place. And the only place you can build it for is not really worth fast traveling from. At least not in my experience. Because when I've gotten it before, you can only build it on the farm, and you can only fast travel, like, to town. So at that point, you might as well just walk. Anyway, give. Book. Success. Alright, I forgot you get extra blueprints for that. Here I was thinking it was like a museum thing. You just were doing it to do it. Right, so I know where to get one of those. I'm pretty sure the only way to get that one is to buy it, unfortunately. And I'm not sure I can afford it. It's very windy. Kind of like the sound of the windy. It's a nice windy. Maybe that's enough? I guess we will see. Oh yeah, they're cheaper than I thought they were. Hey dude. Spores are itching today. Didn't know spores could itch. Could itch. Thought spores were like reproductive organs. Or not even organs, like the, well, part you expel. Interesting thing to be itching. And craft the mysterious creature. It's actually kind of slow, so We will come back to that. Right after we go beat up whatever ghost is over here. These ghosts have weird tails. There we go. There's our creature. We got a penguin. Hello, buddy. Hey, come here. Alright, so what are you? You are the penguin, Luma. You're a helper. In nests, you'll dig up critters and things from the sea. As a companion, dig up critters and find treasure. So you are a fishing sort of dude. Yep. He's a fishing friend. I don't do a lot of fishing, but that's still a pretty cool dude. And he's still kind of cute. Alright. Oh, that's a dude. That's a dude, and I'm having trouble getting to my whip. Alright, let's go pick our stuff back up. That is one of the downsides to keeping my hotbar clear a bit, is that I keep getting random stuff in it. Oh, right. I was making, actually making stuff. May have forgotten a little bit. Don't remember how many of these I needed, but 15 should be more than enough. And string. So that's definitely not going to be enough. I always have to go back down and get more silk for it. What you got there? Oh, I also need to make him some food. As soon as this is done. Luma food. Let's see, it was that one. Because Luma food makes him drop Luma energy stuff. And done. Let's go turn some stuff in. Oh. Okay, so now all we need is the bridge beams. Whoop, wrong button. I always forget I don't have to actually escape out of that. Penguin is very squeaky. Oh. I don't think I've ever actually been in town when that went off before. Never saw it actually, like, teleport me to the bridge here or anything. Usually just rumbles a lot. But yeah, now we've had an earthquake. Everything's destroyed. Something terrible has happened. This lady's shop is destroyed. Hello, I'm Sophia, new face behind the counter at the general store. Well, newish. You know, before coming here, I was working at a big supermarket on the mainland. I'd get up early every morning to stack shelves, and I'd leave after dark. After a few years, I realized I couldn't remember the last time I'd seen the sun. So I did some soul searching, hopped on a boat, and came here. The very first people I met were the lovely elderly couple who owned the store. They told me it would be the perfect investment opportunity. Would you believe my luck? Their asking price was exactly what I saved up over the years. So I took the plunge. They went on a cruise to celebrate their retirement and sent me a postcard a while ago. So sweet of them, right? So yeah, here I am, living the dream. Perhaps someone else's dream that I somehow stumbled into. You know, the town is such a sad sight after the earthquake, and my store looks like a broken dream. I spent all of my savings on this store. It's all I have. Maybe this is the universe's way of telling me it was a bad idea to come here. Should have just stuck it out of the supermarket for another 40 years till I could retire, shouldn't I? But I guess that's not really an option, is it? I'm here. This is my home now. Figure something out, right? Don't suppose you know anyone with a hidden talent for extreme makeovers? If you happen to find some building materials in your hand and some spare time in your other hand, wouldn't say no to a little help. So yeah, that's part of what we do now, is we go around town, we find people who need help. Which... these are both things I don't think I... or no, the forest planks I can't do quite yet. The fiber I can. But yeah, that's one of the easier ones, I think. Her bakery seems relatively unscathed, so that's nice. And then there's Zara. That earthquake was honestly super crazy. My pet shop looks like someone played Jenga with it and lost spectacularly. Count myself lucky, though. If it hadn't been for a very smelly flea treatment, mishap in my shop, all my furry friends would still have been inside when the quake hit. Fortunately, my neighbors volunteered to look after them a few days ago. You know, so the smell could dissipate before we moved them back in again. Can't rely on my neighbors forever, though. The problem is, my construction skills are about as good as a cat's table manners. But you look like someone who knows their way around a hammer. If you could help us, you'd be a hero to our furry friends. And to me. You haven't lived until you've been thanked by a chorus of happy barks and meows. So this one we can do pretty quickly. Because that's farm planks, we already have those. This one I think deliberately isn't supposed to be doable until we've gotten through the forest. Also, there's one thing in here. I think... yeah, this one, the cable. It's pretty expensive. And the cogwheel's just kind of hard to find. Then wherever the mayor is, he should have a quest for us as well. He just might not be anywhere at the moment. Sometimes the townspeople don't show up until a certain time of day. Which, you know, makes sense. Normal people in this sort of world probably wouldn't go outside for a while. I think I just saw him down here, though. Yep, there he is. looking so very upset about that lamppost. Such a pity about the earthquake we had, eh? It honestly turned out to be quite the headache for me. And for everyone else too, of course. Bet you've noticed that everyone seems to be unhappy? Well, so have I, and after giving it some thought, I've got 2 words for you. Broken benches. Our hard-working townsfolk need those benches back in working order. Where else will they sit and rest between clearing all that rubble? And benches, my friend, are what really bring in the tourists. Hasn't been a proper holiday until you've enjoyed an ice cream on a bench, has it? You know, between you and me, nothing mobilizes townsfolk more than a natural disaster. It's truly heartwarming to see everyone pulling together. Hi, Retro. Sorry if I missed your message a little bit ago. But welcome in. Hope you're enjoying the stream. That's what's so wonderful about civic duty, isn't it? But listen to me ramble on. Sure, a civic-minded individual like yourself has plenty of ideas of how to lift the town's spirit. Don't let me keep you. Almost forgot to go take care of my Luma. I have to do that every day. And there he is, examining one of those broken benches. It's going to be a lot of planks. Well, regardless, we need to get back to the farm so we can make more food to sell. Because, yeah, no one's actually going to fix the town if we don't. But we have our own stuff to worry about. Like this grapevine that apparently has weeds on it. And is now going to hold up the entire process. Well, at least everything's watered. Now we just need this one grapevine. To do its job. And grow. So we can make a grape pie. It's probably going to take forever to do that, though. Because why wouldn't it? I would almost be willing to bet the flower will grow before the grapevine does. Good thing I have an unlimited inventory, because I'm going to get so many caterpillars. Oh, kitty. Always gotta pet the kitty. Ah, a new face. Or, wait, have we met? I'm Balthazar. I sell fine construction drawings, and... oh, what was the other thing? Ah, yes, I collect ancient books. Welcome to my bazaar and mobile library. I'm certain we'll become best of... remind me your name again? I'll write it down this time. Do you feel that earthquake earlier? My books were dancing on the shelves. Thank goodness they didn't fall like that time my wagon hit a pothole. It took me ages to reshelve them, mostly because I couldn't decide whether to sort them by color, by topic, or alphabetically. In the end, I just put them back in no particular order. It's delightfully chaotic. Now, how may I assist you today? Perhaps a construction drawing for a state-of-the-art sprinkler to water your crops. Who am I kidding? I'm a book enthusiast through and through. Sure, selling drawings keeps food on the table, but books feed the soul. Between you and me, I'm on a quest to complete my lost library collection, right here on Luma Island. The final pieces in a lifelong jigsaw puzzle. Maybe you already heard that 4 ancient civilizations once called this island home. The Yucatali, Tolkani, Atsiri, and the, Zapokala? Anyway, each of them left behind 5 fascinating tomes. That's, 5 times 4, so 25 books in total? No, wait, 20. I see you're better at finding ancient books than I am at math. You already decided to help me complete my collection. Thank you ever so much. Perhaps you could think of me if you stumble upon any of them. Just put them on my shelf in my wagon, and help yourself to some of my rare construction drawings. Oh, and if you find a couple of black books with golden insignia, those would be books from the golden era of piracy. I've been trying to get my hands on those for ages. They'd be a magnificent addition to my collection. Genuine tales from the 7 seas. The stories say they contain construction drawings, too. Imagine a proper pirate hideout for your farm. Who wouldn't want that? Could be pretty cool. For now, though, grab one of those so we can go put it in the bridge. Then go get that shiny. That's a cow, that's not shiny. Cute, but not shiny. Ah, here we go. Shiny. Success. It's also shiny down there. And a bunny? Bunny with glasses. Sniff, sniff. Very suspicious. Seems to be going fishing. Another wheat everseed. I suppose it is a bit of a shame to have bought everseeds when I knew they were kind of hidden everywhere, but at the same time, it's also a bit of a waste to not buy them, because then I would have had to wait for more wheat to grow. Slash spent money on these. I mean, it's not the end of the world to do the single-use seeds. They're just not really my cup of tea, I guess. Well, I guess we are waiting on the wheat again. Could go check out the pirates. Oh, have I pet you today? I have. Okay. Got it. Once again, I have a fish. A fish and a skull. Point of interest unlocked, aka gambling. Step right up to the Wheel of Fortune, me hearties. Luigi be my name, gambling's me, game. I used to sail port to port with Fortunato's floating carnival. Never met a sailor I couldn't separate from his coins. Then I tried to fleece the wrong-veiled lady. Turned out to be a sea witch. Now I'm cursed to run an honest wheel for all eternity. I, the great Luigi, master of rigged games, forced to let chance decide. The cruelest fate for a former con man. Spin the wheel, test your luck. Luigi can't control where it lands anymore. The witch made sure of that. Win or lose, at least you know it's fair. Brave enough to face the wheel, or smart enough to walk away? Luigi hopes it's the first one. Yeah, why not? I don't know if I even have 25 farm pirate coins. I think I've maybe gotten like 3 or 4. New point of interest. Looks like we go up this way. Yep. Treasure. Success. Oh, I've actually got a pretty good amount of farm pirate coins. Surprisingly. Must have picked up a few that weren't in here. I think this one was my favorite last time I played, because it's axe throwing. A customer with a beating heart. Makes for a nice change from the usual bony crowd round here. Name's Jin. Used to be the fastest axe thrower in the South Seas. I might be dead, but I'm still just as deadly. Hey, relax, I'm just messing with you. I wouldn't hurt a fly, unless it looked at me the wrong way. Anywho, think you can hit the bullseye over there? You get 6 throws. Hit dead center at least 4 times and you might just walk away with a prize. Up for the challenge? Alright then, step right up, directly opposite the target. Feet planted, eyes on the target. Curious to see what the prize is? Me too. It was dark when I filled up the treasure chest. This is also a relatively easy minigame. You're not secretly some famous axe thrower in disguise, are you? My treasure chest supply will run out at this rate. Can't argue a skill like that, though. Take this treasure chest. You've earned it. Unfortunately, you really don't earn your money back with that one. The Wheel of Fortune, you can get your money back and more. That one, you really don't get your money back. Armed treasure map. Stained paper with an X. Right. See, I do remember that. Just don't think it's as easy to reach as it looks. One page from a pirate book, half the words faded into mystery. And you, what was your deal? I see an arm attached to a person. Where there is an arm, there is potential. Sorry, let's try that again. I am Bjorn. This is my Academy of Advanced Arm Wrestling. My 12-step program, The Path of the Iron Arm, is not about learning 12 things, it's about unlearning 12 things that prevent you from learning. For a small fee, I offer not just a match, I also offer a glimpse into why the match was decided before your arm ever touched the table. Is it because I have muscles and all you have is a bone? Plus, there's a chance at a grand prize every day. Before the match has begun, it has already been decided, but we must still wrestle to discover the decision. Ready for your next lesson? Sure. You think I lost? No, I never make mistakes. I only make new learning opportunities for my students. The grand prize chooses its owner, and today it has chosen you. Please take some free pamphlets about my training program, too, for your friends and family. Yay, I won! It's almost like it was, kind of rigged by the fact that I actually have muscles. I don't think there's an actual path over here. That being said, I'm not sure how else you would... Might be a circling around situation. There's no jumping or anything is the thing. So I reckon you have to circle around all the way over here. And this is a pretty standard campsite. Not sleepy yet. But yeah, you've got everything you need to make supplies for building and stuff. But there's not actually an area you can build in. Bunch of future shortcuts. We've got to go around to reach them. Okay. That was supposed to hit him. But I guess not. And I believe that over there is from the treasure map. So if we just go back to our little camping area, grab some silk on the way, make ourselves some rope, and some logs. Camp out by the fire for a minute. What a lovely fire. Amazing how this doesn't have any negative impacts from being underground. There we go. I think that should be enough for the bridge that we saw. Yep, there we go. And we got it. And I think back here was some of the shortcuts. Gotta be careful with the ones with guns. They can be difficult. Well, there is a shortcut there, but I'm in the wrong spot for it. How dare you try to take my Luma energy? So rude. When I was just trying to pass on by. Wasn't even going to attack him. So rude. Yeah, I think that's just trees. I would have reckoned there'd be one of the ghosts down this way. That was sure convenient, though. Shortcut. If there is a ghost over here, that'll be nice. Nope, but there's another page. What you got, bud? Treasure? Amazing. Yeah, some of those spots would have been pretty good for ghosts, but I guess not. Should probably go back and check on our grapes anyway. Hey, that guy respawned. How delightful. Oh, right, it wasn't the grapes we were waiting on. It was more wheat. Oops. Well, we've got plenty now. And we should have more than enough for that last bridge beam as well. Good afternoon. Y'all enjoying the rain? Hey there, I'm Sylvia. Got some tools that need sharpening? Feel free to use my anvil. I don't mind. Don't know if you heard people tell you this, but I used to be a city slicker. After I made this island my home, blacksmithing quickly became my calling. I mine everything I need from the deepest caves on the island. It's dark down there, dangerous too, but I love the rush. Oh, by the way, did you feel the shake earlier? Quite the earthquake we had. Some of the town's looking much worse for wear. Lucky for us, nobody got hurt. How do you weather the quake? Got any wild stories to share? I'm just hoping it wasn't my chipping away at rocks down in the caves that set it off. Wouldn't be the first time I've been accused of being a little too forceful. Some days I miss the comforts of city life. Then I remember how boring it was, and I dive right back into the nearest cave. By the way, if you meet anyone crazy enough to want to learn blacksmithing, tell them to come see me. Interesting. So she's another contact for one of the professions. I was kind of expecting a comment about, like, the rain, but I guess not. Seems like a pretty solid rainy day, though. Perfect time to go explore the mountain. Not the mountain, this is the forest. We're not at the mountain yet. The mountain requires exploring a few different things. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. The mountain requires fixing the gondola. I think gondola's right. That might not be the right word for it, actually. The thing that goes sort of in the sky and goes roundy round. Not roundy round. Up and down. Speaking of up and down, how do I get to this again? Is it over here? Is the path over here? I think it's here. Sometimes it's hard to see the path to these things. Yeah, forest offering crystal. And while we're here, we get the shiny. Hold on, gotta deal with the ghost first. Also, I lost track. Red, green, blue, green. Red, green, blue, green. And shiny. Shiny for me. Oh hey, it's the old man. Oh, you again. Didn't expect to see you here. So you still believe you might be the chosen one. Fine by me, let's just get this over with. Someone I want you to meet. Deluded adventurer, meet Door. Door, meet deluded adventurer. You got nothing to say to each other? Guess both of you are the strong silent type then. Well, now you two have become acquainted. Suppose I ought to give you another clue. Let me check my notes. Ah, yes. Through woods where memories fade. 3 forgotten tablets. The second ancient key to unveil. This is almost too obvious. And it doesn't even rhyme. Whoever wrote this has got a lot to answer for. Deep breaths, Jeffrey. Deep breaths. Not my problem. You know what? I think I deserve a I think I need a well-deserved tea break. Crumpet or scone? I should really let the squirrels decide this time. So basically, there's 3 tablets to open this. Somewhere in here. This general area. And when I say general area, I mean, it's like a ton of this space. I think this is technically like a quarter of the island that counts as the forest. That's the wrong kind of shiny there. I think I went the wrong way. Ah, there it is. The parent shiny. Here's some more. More shiny. To the parent. Should be one more, I think. Gotta deal with this, though. Ah, right up here in the campsite. There we go. All children return to the parent. Wonderful. What was that dig? Oh. We got moss. Cool. Love some good moss. Ah! No, no, no! That's not what I was trying to do. I needed to fight. I was not trying to dig at that moment. Hopefully this works okay. Haven't really upgraded my pickaxe enough for some things, but I think... I think it should be fine with just digging up fancier ores. And apparently I haven't picked up any forest stone yet. Before that point, that is. The darkness is still a danger with this sort of space. It just luckily has some natural lighting. Because ultimately this particular cave is, like, meant to be your path forward. That being said, it's not totally lit. Those plants are kind of annoying. And there's our shortcut. We can now just go right back on over. And that over there is where we went in that cave. Okay, so that's a shiny. Shiny puzzle. So that requires throwing stuff, which is easiest done with rocks. Because you are going to lose the rocks, you know. But yeah, you can see how one of them is lit up now. You can see two more of the shinies around. I'm not going to be able to get that rock back, I don't reckon. Oh. Got it. Okay. There's 3 of 4. Where's the 4th one? No, I can't. I did forget someone needed food and pets, though. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of my eyes. Amazing. Oh, he found something. What a good penguin. Absolutely amazing. Ancient Forest Shrine wants stingray. Well, I definitely don't have stingray. Got it. And then there's this. Not exactly challenging, but if you don't know what you're doing, this can be a proper puzzle. There's also this path over here that can be pretty challenging if you try to go down it. Oh, I got hit. And again. Okay, we're just... I don't know what items I lost. That's one of the things with that one, is it can be hard to know what items you lose. Interesting, I just need one more berry for that. Pretty easy. I'm sure there is something important about the forest slash farm slash mountain slash whatever jewelry. I just don't know how to use them yet, so, you know. It's probably important if you're on the jeweler profession, which I am not. Okay, so that's 2 of 3. I don't know what they go to. But it's got to be somewhere near here. Or at least normally that's what I would think. It's fine. The sun's about to go down, and then the third one will glow, and it'll expose something somewhere. No, no! Ah, ha, ha. I forgot there was magic mushroom nearby. It's fine. Oh. Oh, there we go. Here's a path. I don't think that's the thing I was looking for, but that's still a path. Still something. And it was just that. Did... For a second I thought my Luma was trying to stand on the other one for me. They are holding for quite a while. So the other ones could be a ways off. Ah. Question is, where do I think I can go in that time? Not very far. Ooh, shiny. Okay, so that's going to be the, well, the shiny reward. So yes, it is very shiny. But I don't have nearly the stuff I would need for it yet. I got stuck. Accidentally touched the red a second time, I guess. There we go. I think it's about time we head back to the farm and see how all our plants and stuff are doing. Maybe get the rabbit hutch at least started being set up. See, like that. That looks like a secret. And it looks like something I can reach. And it is. But some of the secrets that look like you can reach them are very much not reachable from there. And you have to be careful because otherwise you're absolutely going to drown in the mud. But we survived this time. Just need to stop getting distracted by shiny things. Like that. That's very shiny. And it gave me a drawing. Amazing. See, that's why we like shiny things. And this is why we don't leave the farm for this long. Somehow managed to not water a single plant for way too long. And now they're all on different water schedules. Different water schedules, different growth schedules. Got 2 grapevines ready to harvest. And about half the wheat looks ready to harvest. It's all going to be on completely different schedules now. But I can make 1 flour, which means I'll probably be able to make a piece of bread. Ooh, and we got a house. Whoop, I forgot to actually put the flour in. That's fine. We're good. We got this. A few more planks. And the bread is ready to be sold. We can run into town and do that. I think everything else we need to keep to some extent. Can I buy? Yes, I can buy the rabbits already. So I'll have them when we're ready to move them in. And there we go. Our personal weed-eating darlings. So those will help keep the farm from getting overgrown with weeds or anything. But for now, coming up on the 3-hour mark, which means it's about time to swap over to a different game. So, gonna take a short 5 to 10 minute break. I'm gonna grab a snack and refreshments, and then we're going to start on our second game. So hang tight, and I'll be right back.